Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualised DNZ, and I'm coming again today from my husband's workplace in the meeting room, so it's a little bit echoey, and there is the noises of people working above me and coming up and down the stairs and things like that, so please bear with all those sorts of distractions. Also, you may notice that you can see the bottom of my tripod in the frame. I'm trying something new with having the tripod set up on the desktop to try and get a more direct view down over what I'm doing. Excuse me. So hopefully that's not too distracting for you, and hopefully it doesn't mean that I knock the camera for a 6. We shall see what happens. Okay, I'm going to do a project today that was inspired by firstly Gayle Agostinelli on YouTube. She was doing this and she learned it from Ceri the Crafter. So I've watched his video as well, and absolutely fabulous technique. Really love it, and I really want to give it a go. So I'm going to do this for you today, and hopefully it goes okay because I haven't given it a test run, but I'm sure it will be fine. The idea is to kind of do something that's reminiscent of an Edith Holden book. So the idea is that somebody's gone out for a walk or gone hunting in nature and are making field notes as they go. So what we're aiming to do is replicate that sort of field note situation. And it begins by stamping your page. So I've got some pages folded here. This is coffee dyed, and it was coffee dyed with doily, and I'm just wanting to do one side of the page, which is what Ceri did. Before I do that, sorry, I need to put some post-it notes around. So I'm just going to tear off this little straight edge. This is the sticky end I'm doing, because I want some sort of rough edges. And this one I've already taken a strip off for something else. Oops, it's very noisy up here at the moment. Can you hear the noises? Sounds like furniture's being moved. Okay, so you need a post-it note to do this, or some sort of sticky paper or something of different sizes. That one, and just bear me, I should have prepared this ahead of time but forgot. Maybe I'll pause you while I tear the paper. That might be a good idea. Back in a sec. Okay, so I've torn out my bits of paper and I've made them different sizes, because you want different sizes to make it interesting, and stuck them down. Sorry, I've got a cough that wants to come. Just have a wee drink, see if I can get rid of the tickle. That could have happened while I had you on pause. That would have been better, wouldn't it? Silly throat. Right, so I've stuck them down. Just when you're tearing up your pieces into different size bits, just make sure you've got a sticky patch on each so that it will stick to your paper. Okay, I've got 2 different background stamps here. They're not very big, so I'm going to have to work in stages. So I'm going to go with this one, which is a Hero Arts stamp. Really love this one. I've used it a lot and had it for a long time. And I'm working with my black VersaFine ink. Now I'm just going to go in and stamp in the background. And it doesn't need to be perfect. Imperfect actually works really well for this process. And now I'm going to stamp again right beside that, trying not to overlap the text, and going straight over top. Now I do have a bit of card behind to catch the stamping that goes over. Actually, I might go with this one just so that get some different text happening. This one's got some interesting headings and ledger type style font on it, which is quite good. I don't know if my head's in frame or not. I'm just trying to line up the edges of the text, and hopefully I've got enough ink on it, because it's quite hard to tell. Yep, oh, I almost got it over there, and I'm just going to go and put a little down this side that hasn't got any on. Just trying to, I'm still going to end up with gaps. That's the only thing about the stamp, is there are gaps in between the text. So I've got these gaps here. Not a biggie though, I think I'll just stick with that. And I'll just give that a quick clean off where I've got ink all in the background as well. So this is something you can easily mass make as well, by doing all the background stamping first and then doing the next stage. And I'm just going to, because I've got ink on that other stamp, this is an eco dyed page, I'm just going to go ahead and do this one as well. Oh, I don't know what's wrong today. I seem to have such a tickle on my throat. So I'm just varying how I'm putting them. So hopefully there's still enough ink on this stamp pad. Stamp. It may have dried on me. No, it's all good. So this one I'm just going to do all with the same stamp, just to see how it turns out. Oh, now I've got a drippy nose. Gosh, it's all happening today. Oh, please, go away, tickle. So I'm getting the repetition of this circle, but I think it'll be fine. And one more down in this corner. Oops, I don't think I got that straight. Never mind. Just stamp off that and give it a clean. Just using a wet wipe to give it a clean. Okay, and you can use these sticky notes and basically until they don't stick to your paper anymore, or until they get too mucky that you want fresh ones. Okay, so I've got 2 pages ready now for the next stage. Next stage is, because these are nature based, we want some nature type images to go in them. So I've brought along all my nature type stamps that aren't cartoony, because a few of mine are a bit cartoony for this sort of realistic look that we're going for. So I'm not sure what I'm going to use. This one, and I'm going to try and match them up to the size of the gap. So I quite like this one here. It's a, I think it might be a carnation or something like that. This is a Rosie Studio stamp. I don't know that it's got a name. Yes, it's called Flourish. Grab my acrylic block. Make sure I've got the stamp going the right way. And going to stamp it in this gap here. And I just realised I've needed some things that I haven't brought with me. It's not perfect, but it's fine. As I said, this doesn't need to be perfect. And just imagine that this person's gone out and they've seen some flowers or whatever, and they're just doing a wee sketch as they're out going for a walk. Right, so I've done that one. Have to use a butterfly, don't we? Is that the right size? I've got several butterfly options. More a bit small. Maybe a bird. Maybe a bird. This is from a magazine, Papercraft Inspirations, I think, the stamp set, a giant tropical stamp set. I'm thinking, will that bird fit? Oh, I need to take it out so I can see if it will fit. Yep, we can make him fit. He overlaps the text a little bit, but that's fine. Because if you're busy doing something out in the field and it turns out a little bit bigger, then that's quite believable. Alright, I've got an air bubble under the stamp, between the stamp and the block, so I need to give it a good press to make sure that area stamps. Hopefully that's okay. Oh, beautiful. Love that. So we're going for a walk somewhere tropical, obviously. And this one. And I've got a narrow one here, so maybe one of these leafy ones might work there. Actually, I know what I'm going to use. I've got a new stamp set I bought from somebody through Facebook, and I haven't used it yet. So there's these lovely botanicals, and that will fit right there. Sorry, keep going quiet. I've got a headache today, so I'm a little bit sort of not quite with it, and I haven't been sleeping well, so please forgive if I lapse into silence. I'm just kind of a bit away with the fairies, I think. I did take some paracetamol, but there. Okay, so this isn't finished yet, but I'm going to go and come and do this one. So again, I've got, that one's sideways. Might see if we've got something sideways that'll fit in that narrow strip. Maybe I could use this one. This one's quite a nice one. I've used it on other things. It's a leafy one. So I'll put that in that sideways one. Yeah, it stamps really, really nicely. Okay, now I need to look for something for the other two larger ones. Hunting through my... What about a bug? I've got a beetle here. Is that going to fit? It's still a bit small. Use a couple of butterflies. Yeah, maybe I'll use a couple of butterflies to fill the gap. It doesn't have to just be one stamp. You can use a combination, like a flower and a bug or something. Just imagine what the person's going to see out, or you see, while you're out walking. Quite easy to see a couple of butterflies dancing, or a caterpillar crawling on a leaf or something. Go for the slightly smaller one, I think, smaller blank space. It's that one. And I'm going to use a different, this is the stamp I was thinking I needed and didn't have. So I will pull that out so I don't lose track of where it is. And then I'll go with this butterfly. Here we go, it's looking good. Okay, and now something for the bigger gap. So what have I got that will work? Sorry, reaching under the camera, I've got stamps all around. A pine cone. Still a bit small. Sorry, did I just move the camera then? I have a feeling I did. Tree. Or this one. Let's use this one. It's like a sakura. This is from Oriental Garden. Again, it's from a magazine, a freebie with magazine. It doesn't say what magazine it was, so I can't tell you, but I have had it for a while. Yep, that will fit nicely in there. So this is like blossom on a branch. There we go, and I've got ink on my thumb. Sorry, totally in camera there. I was trying to clean off my thumb. And again, I've got an air bubble. I haven't been careful about how I'm laying my stamps on the acrylic block and ending up with air bubbles, which means that you can get a void when you're trying to stamp. So normally I try and not get air bubbles, but like I said, I'm just not with it today. And I think that was my problem in the yesterday's video with Trash Craft Tuesday. I think I was already just not with it, and why I had so many issues. Okay, I'm just going to take my smaller block and add in this splotchy stamp. It's like a splatter. I went searching on AliExpress and Amazon, trying to search for like coffee ring stamp and everything. I just couldn't find anything. So if you know of one out there that's available at the moment, I'd really like to get some more kind of splatter stamps. Okay, and just to add to the realism of this, we're just going to add some splotches that, you know, they've been out and they've spilt something, or they've come back and left it on the coffee table and it's got a bit of a mark on it. So preferably I'd use different patterns for this, but I've only got this one, so I'm repeating it. Right, I cleaned off the stamp, but I need to go in and add it to this one. So that was a bit silly, never mind. Let's go again. And using these splotches is a way you can cover up imperfect stamping as well. If you've got a bit that really is a bit didn't stamp that well, you can fill in gaps with these. Now I'm trying to vary the direction I'm stamping it in just to make it look a little different, and I'm pushing heavier on one side than the other so that it's not perfect. So you get just a few variations on how it looks, since I'm only using the one stamp. There we go, now I can clean it off and remember to put it back in the right set. Okay, so that's the stamping done. So quick and easy, but we're not finished yet. And I just need to move some of my mess out the way. I've got more pages to do, but I'm not going to do those. I think I'll just basically quit while I'm ahead. Okay, now watercolours or coloured pencils for the next stage. So I found these pencils in my stash. They're very cheap. They were given to me and they're not great quality. So I'm hoping they will work okay. I didn't want to bring my good quality pencils and risk them getting broken. So if you're out walking and you see something and you want to capture it, so you don't only sketch it, but you sketch it with some colour. So, you know, you might have a little set of watercolours out, or, yeah, they're quite pale, these pencils. Or you might have some little set of coloured pencils out in the field that you can just quickly sketch in some colour of what you see. So the idea is to do it not too carefully, quick and cheerful, just to get down the essence of what you see. It's not about blending colours and making it look realistic, but just capturing the essence of what you see while you're out walking in the field or through a forest or wherever you are. So stamps, anything nature, birds, butterflies, bugs, botanicals, mushrooms would look great. You could do an ocean one, have shells and fish. Right, you may not be able to see that because it's quite pale. I've got a darker pink here, so I might just go in and give it a few extra details just because that pink is so pale. Just going in where some of those lines of the stamp are. Whoops, over the lines, doesn't matter. Don't need a degree in colouring. I like colouring, but this is just meant to be quick. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, go and add some green to these leaves. And this just makes them pop off the page a little bit more too. I think it would be better if I had better quality pencils, but never mind, you work with what you've got. And then I might add some green to this parrot as well. So imagine he'll be a few different colours. They tend to be very colourful, don't they? So I'm going to go in and give these feathers some green. And then I might use some yellow above that. And then what about some red? Red will look good on his head, or her head. It's the males that are more colourful though, isn't it? In the bird kingdom. To attract their mates, they have all these beautiful colours, so it's most likely going to be a male. There we go, and I think I'll add some red on the tail feathers as well. I don't know if there's a bird that is these precise colours, but we're pretending. Right, and some orange for the beak. Oh, the orange works really well. And some brown for the branch. Oh, I haven't coloured the leaves on my flower. Go back and do that. Maybe a bit of brown on the stem here. It looks like little berries on this too. So maybe we'll go in with the red and colour the berries. Hopefully I'm in frame doing this. I think I am. Right, and some green, so I'll go with a different green, maybe this dark green. Oops. And add in some green for the leaves. Yeah, that green works better too. There we go. And there is a interesting colourful page, well semi-colourful, for your journal. So I'll just pop these pencils down so I can pick it up. So I've just done one side of the page, so you still preserve all the writing space here. And this is a foolscap page, so it's too long for my standard journal page. So I've just folded it there so that I can create a tuck or something, some sort of flip or something. So it's just the one page there, and then I'll go in and colour that one as well, but I'll do that off camera because I think I will just play it safe, and I've shown you the techniques and the idea and what it looks like once you've done it. So hopefully you like this idea. I will link both Gayle's video and Ceri the Crafter's video so you can see them do it, and they do a much better job than I did. But at least this is my version, my take on it, and I think we can all learn something from different people doing the same technique. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'd love to see what your pages turn out like if you give this a go as well. Okay, I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.